What is up, everybody? Sam here with BFPGear.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ever-expanding inventory from Infamous Paintball here, the new Pro DNA Tournament Pro Cleats. We're probably just going to call them the Tournament Pro Cleats because Pro's in there twice, but Infamous has put out a new cleat that is effectively kind of looks like an amalgamation, like this combination of the Voltrax cleat and the turf shoe. So we're going to be taking a look at these bad boys and talk about what makes these different from the other available options that you can get from Infamous Paintball / Pro DNA. Before we get started, price point on these bad boys is going to be $99.95, and they currently only come in this black colorway. But with that said, we'll see you guys and gals after the intro. Alright, so we've got the new Pro Tournament cleat here from Infamous / Pro DNA Paintball. One more time, price point $99.95. So they're staying in that $100 range for all of their cleats. That includes the turf shoes that they make and the Voltrax cleat. But what sets these ones aside from the Voltrax cleat and the turf shoe is that the turf shoe is obviously made for turf, and you can use it on any other surface at your own risk. The Voltrax cleat is a cleat that's designed for, turf, outdoor grass, it can do a little bit of everything. This one, though, specifically is designed to be played on grass, and they have this crazy traction plate right down here at the bottom. Like, this is all like a solid piece, and these spikes actually pop out pretty dang far for both your heel and that front traction plate. So you're still gonna get that kind of like, I guess you could say like from the Voltrax cleat, it's like the launch pad of, the cleat where you're like leaning forward off of like the start box and you need to push off, right? Like you don't want to slip and fall and then like, you're not going anywhere, you get shot off the brake or something. You're gonna have that traction so that like it's gonna catch no matter like how thick or thin the grass is gonna be. And deeper spikes also allow you to dig in a little bit more as well, which is sweet. But when you look at this, it just kind of looks like, again, it's that like mixture of like the Voltrax cleat and the turf shoe. And that's effectively what this is. Just the big difference is going to be that bottom plate here with all these different spikes. This is meant for grass. Sure, you could probably use this on turf. You could probably use this, on other surfaces. But this was designed for the grass, because that is what pretty much all of the NXLs are played on. But you also still get that same Pro DNA weave upper, and then of course the repellent material here against like mud, moisture, that kind of thing. Super, super lightweight build as well, which is pretty awesome. And then of course, the one thing that I'm a big fan of too, that they brought over from the turf shoe, is that elastic collar. So it's just easier to get this on and off at all times, which I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of. And I mean, it's basically a cleat that's just meant to be played with outdoors. I honestly think that there's not really like a whole, a lot of other things to really say out there. You still got your Pro DNA branding like you're gonna have on like the turf shoe and stuff like that. It's got the little pull tab here just in case you need to, pull it back and like slide your foot in or something like that. But I think this is a pretty sweet product, mostly because it's just Infamous expanding on the options that are available to you. So wherever you're at and wherever you play at, you can find the right cleat for you. So now that they have one that's kind of like a mix of in between with the Voltrax cleat, you have the turf shoe. So if you play in like an indoor complex or you play on turf, you can always pick that up. Or if you just play on grass, you just pick up one of these tournament cleats. And then if you're like one of the NXL grinders, this could be like a tournament cleat. One more last time, $99.95. They only come in this colorway, which is this cool mix of like the black gray and of course that Volt color that Infamous likes to pretty much throw on almost everything. But it's a pretty dang nice cleat. Pretty dang nice. You're gonna have that same comfort, same style fit. Which, speaking of fit, if you are in between sizes, so let's say you're like a 10.5 or something like that, Infamous does recommend that you just go down to the 10 instead of going up to 11. But with that said and done, if you want to pick up the Pro Tournament cleat, Well, we've got them available right now at bfpgear.com, so head over to the site and get those orders in today.